What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about SoFi. Give you a quick overview of some of the data points, break it down on what is really moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. SoFi is down 1.62%, 1721 the low, 1806 the high. So there was one thing that did come out associated to SoFi that's prompting all of this negativity, and that was a new rating. So I'm going to go over that in a second, but at the same time, as soon as the market did open, it pulling back, that is a very clear sign as well that entities wanted to benefit through puts. So whenever you see a stock either move significantly higher or lower, then that's linked to options, because there hasn't been any data points to really justify the move or a significant move for SoFi today. So it is kind of just a regular status quo. Next big data point to really watch for is existing home sales. That's coming out on Friday, 4.1 million the forecast. And based on at least the previous data points that came out last Friday, so you had permits and builds better than anticipated, it is fair to assume that this one similarly will be better than anticipated as well. No actual news associated to SoFi though, no SEC filings, so kind of just piggybacking off of the broader market of sorts, but you do have this that did come out. So for those of you that kind of watch my video, especially on the weekend where I go over some data points and what to expect for this upcoming week, I did state that I would make a very good educated bet that you're going to have two ratings this week, and one of which is from right here. So you do have two outstanding. So there was David with Wedbush and then Giuliano with Compass Point. So Giuliano did raise their target, still kept it as a sell, but changed it from 4 now to 6. So again, I think the writing was on the wall that you were going to get some ratings. I mentioned this a couple times over the last week and a bit for the most. And yeah, I think in general, it's just another sign of manipulation whatsoever. So yeah, I think you'll still probably get one more either tomorrow or Friday, and that one would be from David. David's is the damning one. I don't know why, whatever David always says kind of and is bearish, the market really looks at it and pauses. So again, something just to kind of anticipate. But as far as what shorts are doing today, they are returning 815,000 shares. So yesterday was more of maybe a abnormal scenario because they did increase 1 million, showing that they were alive. This one seems to be that maybe they're pulling back. Obviously, to analyze this, it does go to show that today's pullback is unnecessary and unjustified. So that's kind of a bullish thing. But 11.72% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 124.99 million shares overall are being shorted. Then again, it could be all planned. Normally, I'm not one of those individuals, like a GameStop individual, that likes to speculate. But if you kind of look at the data that I like to look at, shorts increasing significantly yesterday, very abnormal, but it does go to show maybe they are acting on some information. And then there was one thing that came out today that prompted a pullback, and that was first thing, and that was this rating. So maybe shorts knew about that rating ahead of time, or potentially, better yet, if you want to speculate some more, maybe obviously they are linked to shorting these analysts. I don't know. Again, throwing it out there, you guys take with that all what you will, but definitely this data is very, very odd on a side note. But as far as this, you do see cost to borrow minimum being negative. So there is that broker back at it trying to stimulate some business by paying people to short SoFi. So another sign of manipulation. But today, 39 million in calls, 9.49 million in puts, 44% of all the options being done today are bearish in nature, a little bit lower than the dollar value yesterday. So yesterday was the second highest ever in options activity for SoFi. So 77.9 million. Previous high was, I think, 107. So yeah, I think more and more people are paying attention to SoFi, so that's generally a good thing. Of the call options that are being purchased, despite the pullback today, still a very strong consensus for it to be roughly around that $20 range. Then the bears are anticipating for it to be looks like 16 for this week and sub 15 for next week. So that's obviously, there's your answer right there. If you are anticipating a pullback, where might it go? consensus is saying 15. But these are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So you did see kind of a lot of different transactions, a lot of good buying still beside the pullback. So big money is buying the dip when it comes to SoFi. But right now with it at 17.59, it is trading between this R3 and this R2. So 17.34 is going to be the next strong support. It did kind of bounce off that general area for the low today. So going into the next couple days, that is going to be a key one to really watch for. And so far it held. So again, something just to kind of monitor, but 1833 is going to be the next strong target / resistance point for SoFi. And aside from the rating that did come out, and maybe David's as well in the next couple of days or whatever else, looking on the actual chart itself, still things are looking fairly good. As I've mentioned over the last couple of videos, the only negative to really bring up about SoFi is the fact that it is overbought. So the first sign of weakness, you could see a pullback, and it doesn't actually have to come from SoFi itself. It could just be on a macro standpoint or linked to, let's say, something Trump related. Then you could see some volatility associated to that. But right now it is above the ALMA, both as well as the 50-day moving average, all the other key pivotal moving averages that I like to look at. So things are looking pretty a-okay to me. So let me know your viewpoint on this new rating that did come out. Was it anticipated? Did you kind of think about that, or what was your general thoughts? And what is your thoughts, for instance, on shorts returning today? You would think logically with that new rating that came out, shorts would double down on that. So once again, if they increased yesterday, maybe they knew in advance. I don't know. So let me know your viewpoint. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And even more reason once again to go back and kind of pay attention to my videos every weekend. So kind of make sure you stay tuned for that. I go over all the things that you need to know for this upcoming week, good, bad, and the ugly, including negative ratings. So yeah, it was kind of the writing on the wall. So still do anticipate a new rating to come out probably tomorrow, if not on Friday, by David. But yeah, anything is possible. So one final thing, pop over to my Patreon where I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers, so worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.